Hi, let's talk about the fire and gasoline that's currently happening in the Philippines. Well, yesterday I received pop-up notifications from the vloggers that I admire. They are my stars, they are my entertainers who are actually in denial of the reality of Hafiz. Hafiz in Hafiz in Malay or in Arabic because Arabic and Malay have similarities. Hafiz is are those, like for example, I just saw the Al Hatam. Hatam means like Tamat, meaning is like those who have mastered memorizations. So, and also I also received a notification from Critical Beauty Rafa Delphine asking about whether or not Filipinos should stop sending candidates who are Hafiz. Hafiz means half. For example, who are in diaspora. Diaspora, I am one of them. Am I Malaysian? Am I Filipino? Am I, you know what I'm saying? And that is the diaspora, especially the current choice for to represent the Philippines is Bea Milian Windorski, who is American, and I'm not allowed to criticize, just like what happened in my dream. I'm not allowed to criticize this Hafiz or the white people because the white people, you know, I cannot criticize the white people based on my dream, otherwise, they would retaliate because white people are the police state. The current police state is in Malaysia, for example. Usually the the head of the police department of Malaysia is Yusri. So rest in peace, Iranians. Rest in peace, Iranians. And I just also, saw the news about, you know, Donald Trump is hitting hard on Iran. Okay, I believe they know what I'm talking about the Hafiz. So Hafiz, those in denial, the Filipinos, especially the vloggers, whose choices have been, whose choices have been, you know, Hafiz. They always put Hafiz on top of the list, and forgetting that Filipinos are just ugly, just like I'm ugly. You know, the self-hated mentality. Unlike for example Chinese, yes, Chinese look ugly, but at least they progress. I mean, they have the best in them. Is like like working hard. Unlike Filipinos, ugly and not working hard. Malaysians, ugly and not working hard and not trying their best. You know, you are ugly and then you're not trying your best. You're not showing those who are born beautiful, like, but these beautiful things could be criticized as well because most beautiful, physically, those who are physically beautiful and sexy, like, like men in the Middle East, they're sexy but empty in the head because just like in in the family, it's like, you know those who are physically, who are, whose physical has, is beautiful, like nothing to improve about the physical, it's just beautiful, and everything have been handed to them, and they are loved by us. Yes, we love beautiful faces, yes. that is not to deny. Yes, we love beautiful faces and we treat them as like princess. Wherever they go, they always things have gone easier for them compared to the ugly people. The ugly people must work hard. For example, in education or in learning. You know, you know that's the best part about being ugly. You have to you have to show that you know that you can be successful even if you are ugly. You can be you can be the best role models like Cleopatra, like Mary, like Victoria, Queen Victoria, like those ugly people. Because ugly people have been badly treated, have been trained. Is their training. The the ugly looking people have been trained and have been unwanted. So they have to, like the black people have been complaining that they have to do their best in order to be part of the part of the platinum membership or part of the society. Of course, they are ugly. Black people are the ugliest human. I mean, are the ugliest creatures. Yes, ugly, physically ugly. So, of course, and yes, the basketball players like the Jordan and yes, that's it. And the best like like the rap singers and in many things are ruled by the black people because they are ugly and they have to prove that they have to prove themselves that that ugly could make it. Like Chinese are very ugly. Yeah, ugly. Filipinos, yeah, keep sending the Hafiz. Hafiz are like for example people in diaspora. Yes, even Jacqueline Samson Gurazan is Hafiz. Indian Filipino. So yeah, for example, me is Malay. What Malay Filipino? Yeah, but historically, yeah, I have Arab blood, and just like everybody is. In my family, I have feel like, for example, from my mother's side is mixed with Japanese. I can see the features, you know, on my uncle's faces. My uncles from my mother's side is like yeah, and my father's side is what Indian, Indian. Yeah, my father's side is like Indian, and yeah, and also but my grandma's side, because my father is more into Indians, like my grandfather's side, the Sahibil family is more on Indian side. Yeah, and my grandma is like my grandma. I don't know if, because I was a child, and so I believe she was tall and and like beautiful like my mother. Yeah. So yes, what else can I say? It's only 9 minutes. Yeah, the ugly people, for example, the Asians, ugly. So at least get inseminated from the Arabs or Pakistani. Get your children inseminated or get fucked by those with beautiful faces. I mean, if you don't want to work hard, if you don't want to get challenged, if you don't want to be told ugly, then your get your daughters married into a white man, into Pakistani man, into Arabs. I mean, yeah, don't get them married to a black, ugly plus ugly, ugliest. And by the way, I woke up from a dream. I woke up from a dream that I was in Australia. I was in Australia. I was in Australia. I was there on a visiting visa, and when while I was there, I was like, I ran out of money, and then my visa was expired. I actually overextended my stay in Australia, and then in the back of my head, and like people like wanting to tell me that I should do massage. Like, I don't have problem doing massage. I don't have problem uh, being a prostitute. I don't have problem with being a prostitute and sell my body, and get, you know, I'm top, but I can, as a if I become a prostitute, I could get fat. I could be a bottom. But when I woke up, I think, and I was thinking, oh, thank God, I'm at the last place. I'm not in Australia, because it felt so real that I was in Australia. And then I woke up. I'm Australia. I know I have food to eat. I have everything I need. So, you know, I remember also one of my dreams when back in Nusa Nusa, South of Toyota, in the Philippines. I will keep mentioning Nusa Nusa, Bintalan, Tirun, Bintalan, Tabawan, South Lubian, Tawi-Tawi, Mindanao, Philippines, where diamonds are found. Mountains of diamonds, mountains of gold, mountains of gemstones, mountains of the best of the best. Sinama, Chinama, Sinama language. Yes, one of my dreams, vivid dreams, that I was in Nusa Nusa. That Nusa Nusa was a bit improved, and I was like, and I saw like my crush. His name is Bad Bad. His name is Bad Bad. He actually ran for councillor, you know, during the last election, uh, regional election in Tawi-Tawi. I was there last year, May. Yeah, last year May. And okay, let's talk about the Pak Pat, meaning Uncle Pat, where I was like, I still have crush. He is my crush, and in my dream that he paid me $300. You know, so I was a prostitute. I will be a prostitute in the future, and I was so happy because he was my crush. He paid me $300 per per sex. I mean, and then he told me, it was so real. He told me, it's like, yes, even because even if I was a kid, even I was a kid, he was my crush. He was so handsome and tall, and just I was a kid there then. So I hope I would be a prostitute to my crush. And I don't have problem to be a prostitute to those that I like. For example, I could be a prostitute to Pakistani men. I am happy to be a prostitute to the Middle Eastern men. For as long as those that I like, I don't have problem with to be a prostitute to the Iranians. Like, I would be happy. And even if I would be like maybe 10 years old, I don't mind. In the future, you better, Nusa Nusa South Sudan better be occupied by Iranians, Middle Eastern, Pakistani. That small space, Tirun, Bintalan, Tabawan, South Sudan, that small spaces, should be occupied by this type of people. So I would be happy to be a prostitute, even if I will be, you know, a child prostitute. Yeah, I even if I would be a child prostitute, because yeah, I was living a dream. I was paid to do what I love the best. I was paid to do what I love the best. I was, I will be a child prostitute to my crush, and those who like me as well. So there was love involved, whatever they call it, prostitution. Yes, I would be a happy child prostitute. But at the moment, I have the, you know, Rice is supporting me. When it comes to food, I just, you know, this is part of the growth. Maybe it is just a dream, but it is a vivid dream. So I believe it will happen in the future. But under me, I would improve Nusa Nusa and get those that I like. I want that place be occupied by the good looking people. I don't want ugly people there. I don't want ugly people, like, for example, well, Chinese are ugly, Malaysians are ugly, Filipinos are ugly. So is that enough? I believe it's enough. Yes, there's nothing wrong to be a child prostitute. Prostitution is not wrong. Anyway, so that's the best part. And I also saw a show from North Korea during the kimchi, kimchi, the food for the Korean, and kebab, the food for the especially from the Middle East. So kebab and kimchi, this is the kebab and kimchi show. So I saw the performance. Yes, I saw the performance, how grand it was. The performance, in North Korean is like, I saw they did exceptionally well, because that's what they love. That's what they love doing, and they were very good at it. And in the performing arts, I was like, you know, it was world class. Kim Jong Un produces world class, because those performers were doing what they love. They were doing what they love doing, and people who love to do what they're doing can be trained to be exceptionally well, like those performers in you know in performing for Kim Jong Un, and Xi Jinping was there. So yes, what else? What else? Conclusion. So the conclusion is that whatever happened in the Middle East, let's just watch. Ugly Asians, ugly Chinese, ugly Korean, ugly Japanese, ugly Filipinos, ugly Indonesians. Let's just watch. Let's just watch this beautiful, the majestic looking people kill one another. I don't care. Like, they can, but they should leave some, for me. They should leave some men for me. Okay, they should leave some Iranians for me because I want, if if for example, if Iran's becomes like in Palestine, well, and I will be the world leader, and I would be, I would take them definitely, because even Donald Trump is under me, even Benjamin Netanyahu is under me, so I would take them to Nusa Nusa South the entire time in the Philippines. You know, I would, I saw the the city plan. Of course, I would hire engineers. A lot of engineers could be hired, like the best engineers, and the city planner, and how big is the place. I'm sure when it comes to economy, I would hire Chinese to have that place to be, you know to be the destinations, to be a dream island city, like for example, mm, Vatican City. Vatican City is a small city, but it's a historical city. But of course, I want it step by step. But I want the city planning. I want the city planning based on based on how big is that island. Of course, it's the most beautiful islands. I mean, of course, university should be there. The best university should be there in that island. Yeah, because it's a flat land, and it, I could imagine. I would hire the best. I would hire the best to produce the best of the best in that. So I don't care about they can kill one another. I don't care. Outside here, they can go and kill one another. uh, they should just Iranians, especially the Muslims, are praying 5 times to Israel, and they're complaining about what Israel is doing now. I am not, for example, I am not worshiping usury, the head of the police department. Neither am I worshiping the current king of Malaysia, Ibrahim Iskandar. Neither I'm worshiping anyone, but I respect. So Muslim should respect what Israel is doing to any Muslims. Is their God. Israel is their God. So is their God. I mean, that's who their God is. They should stop complaining about what Israel is doing to them. They should at least respect or renounce whatever you know whatever they're doing. For example, they're praying 5 times a day. So annoying, so annoying. So I want, for example, I want leaders, especially from the Muslim background, especially the ex-Muslim. I want leaders who are not praying 5 times a day. Neither should he or she believe in. I mean, it's just the past. Leave the past behind. I mean, they're sticking to these traditions and cultures, and I'm glad Chinese are cracking down on. I mean, like, they should destroy the mosque in China. I mean, the noisy mosquitoes biting. Anyway, ciao.